guys, okay, so the intro of this video has an intro and I'm going to try to get to it because I want you guys to be able to get to the video. But long story short, I filmed this video, uploaded it to my computer, and deleted the footage off of my memory card because I needed space on it for a different project, and a couple days later came to edit the project and realized my footage was completely gone off of my computer. It completely had just eaten it, which was really devastating, but I was able to recover the footage, luckily, exception for one clip, and it was kind of a crucial part to the video, so I had to refilm it. And the only thing is, in that period of time in between filming it and realizing it had deleted itself, I had started working on my room, so it will be very obvious that I refilmed a different part of the video, so I just wanted to put that in there so you're not like, why is it completely different in one section? Anyways, guys, go ahead and get to the exciting part of the video. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. How you doing? How's life? Catch me up. I know you guys only clicked on this video for one reason, and it wasn't for me to talk, and I'm pretty sure I probably put it in the cover picture, so you just want me to get to the surprise. So I'm gonna adjust the camera and get to the surprise part of the video. I got it, we're gonna be sleepy. So guys, I'd like you to welcome to somebody, to the little family. Let's get you in focus. We're very hyper, so we're not going to be interested in filming a video. Say hello. Oh, look at those eyes. You want to be sleepy. You want to be sleepy. Say hi. I know, I want to get down. I want to go play, Mom. Okay, okay. I remember when we first got you. You know, all you wanted to do was be held. Say hi. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I would like to welcome you to the newest edition of our little family. Our little family. Yeah, you're not a hamster though. But anyways, guys, welcome little Miss Duchess into the family. Duchess says hi. Duchess also sees her toy on the floor and would like to go play. But could we film maybe with you? Could you play on the rug maybe? Maybe? Okay, yeah, hi. Okay, let's adjust the camera down to you. Okay, okay. Run free. Alright. I know without a doubt you're not going to stay here on this rug for the video. I know you won't. There are too many exciting things to do. Too many exciting. Come here, yeah. I'll take it. Okay, guys. I'm so excited to just everything, just having her, and I'm so excited to share her adoption story with you guys. As I had mentioned so many videos ago, that I didn't really quite know if a possible cat would come into my life, if I would want to adopt another, and I had mentioned that I really just felt like if it came into play, it came into play. She saw Livy. Oh, come back. Oh, she saw Livy walk by. But so I really do believe that, you know, if something's meant to be, it will come into your life, and she really just did. Flash forward back to when we adopted her. My sister and I were house sitting for a good friend, and she lives a couple hours from us. So instead of just going back and forth, we kind of just stayed at her house because obviously that would be quite a drive to make. So we were staying at her house, and we just were looking for something to do one day, and we're like, hey, let's go. You know, there's like a big shopping complex area near her house, and so I was like, let's go in, like go find some things to do, to go shopping. And so we were shopping around different stores, and it was about to storm, and it kind of looked like it was going to be a pretty icky kind of storm, not one you just wanted to like ride it out. So there happens to be a animal shelter right there, so we decided why not pop in. We all know what that means, but really there wasn't any intention there. It was just kind of, it was storming, we can go and get inside somewhere, and it didn't hurt to look at a cat, you know. And so we were looking around, and they have like a bunch of different rooms and stuff like that, so we were kind of going through the different rooms and looking at all of them, and honestly none of them stuck out. Like, I mean, they were all really adorable, but none of them just like hit me like that lightning bolt hit that like this is just like meant to be or something. And we went in the last room, and it was really starting to storm, and we went into the last room, and it's a pretty big room, and they've got it like kind of like a a maze almost, like winded around with different cages. And we were looking, you know, through them, and there was a lot of people in there actually. And we came around to like the back corner, and there was this lady holding this kitten, and I was like, I just like, my sister and I just looked at each other and we were like, oh my gosh, she is so cute. Like, and we told the lady, we're like, wow, you're so, I mean, like, we said it out loud. It's not like we said it to the lady, but I'm sure she could hear us. And I was like, that lady is so lucky. Like, look how adorable that kitten is. And so we continued, you know, walking along. Like, we went back around the last corner. We're just looking at different cages, and they had a bunch of babies. Like, it was so hard to see, just absolute, like, baby kittens. Like, they must, and I think I know that I remember seeing a sign on the door that they had just brought in a bunch of baby litters. Okay guys, I took a break for a few minutes, and look who's now ready for a nap. And she picked the rug. Much better. Anyways, where were they at? So when we came back around to kind of go head towards the exit per se, we passed by her cage, and she was still in her cage, which of course obviously even if they adopted her she'd have to go back in her cage. But we stopped and looked, and she had 2 sisters in her cage with her, and there was a sign on the cage that did say adopted, but when we looked at the paper, like we bent down to look at it, the paperwork said it was for one of her other sisters that was adopted, not Duchess. And I was like, well, that's weird, like why didn't they adopt? I was like, why did they adopt her? And we asked a guy working there, we're like, did that couple adopt her? And they're like, no, they didn't. And we're like, so she's still available? And he's like, yeah. We asked if we could see her, and they took her out, and as soon as I held her, I just literally melted. Like, that was no denying it. Like, we knew what we wanted. Yeah, so as soon as I held her, I melted. That was like, I think like right then and there, I knew somewhere deep down that that was all I needed. But you have to interact with them and play with them, fine by me. So when we went in the room to play with her, that's literally all it took. Like, oh my gosh, I was just in love. Like, we spent probably a few minutes. I could tell the guy probably wanted us to leave sooner, but it was pouring and I really liked her. And so we spent some time with her, and she was so, like, you could see like where she was skittish, but you could see the curiosity that she was coming out of her shell. So I knew that like she would liven up when she was in a home and not just in such a strange environment. So we went to do the paperwork to adopt her. I remember the guy saying like, oh, we have a special going on for the rest of the month where you can get a second one for free, and kept like trying to get us to like look around or whatnot. Without a doubt, if her other sister wasn't adopted, I would have gotten her in a heartbeat. She was so cute. Where Duchess is mostly white and black, the other one was mostly black with a little bit of white. I don't know if in the pictures I took of her I did take a couple pictures of her in her cage, if her sister was viewable in me, but her sister was adorable. So I would have definitely had the pair. But anyways, so we did look around, but there wasn't like anything that was just like jumping out to us. Like, just because one is free doesn't mean like I would just have to go and adopt another one. Like, I could understand the shelter's point. They want to, of course, get rid of 2. By the way, this is probably going to be a long video. Story time takes a while. So we went up to the front to do the paperwork on her, and there was a bunch of other people in line to do one, so we had plenty of time to wait, and we were trying to come up with names, and I was just instantly in such a happier place. Like, I was just absolutely in love, and I could not wait to take her home. She was super duper tiny, and so I was really afraid that we'd have to wait a while to be able to bring her home. But when we did the paperwork on her, they were like, nope, actually, you'll probably be able to take her home within a couple days. And you'll just have to bring her back to do her shots and stuff, which, I mean, I wasn't looking forward to, because that would be quite a drive for us to come back and do her shots and have her fixed when she was big enough. But I was really happy that they were choosing not to fix her so young, because I was a little worried, because she was obviously probably only literally like just barely weaned. Like, she was really tiny, and I didn't think that was safe to fix. I understand them wanting to, of course, fix them, but like, I was much happier with bringing her back when she was a couple months older. So anyways, and like the lady once again was like, oh, remember, you can, you know, get a second one. And I'd asked her, I said, when we come back in a couple days to pick her up, like, can we then pick another one out for free? And she's like, no, it has to be today before we close. And like, they were about to close in like 20 minutes. And we're like, oh, okay, well then never mind. She said, but if you find one before the end of the day, magically, you know, we could do that. And I was like, okay. So we did her paperwork for little Miss Duchess, and just like, seriously, it's so funny, is we came up with her name sitting there. Like, Duchess was just perfect. Like, I love Aristocats, and that's where her name comes from. and like one day I dream of having an all-white cat named Marie. I don't know, her name just seemed to fit her just for like, she was just like, when we visited her for the like few minutes, she would like prance when she would walk. It was the cutest thing. Like she was just like a little princess, I could tell already. So yeah, it hadn't finished raining yet, so after we did our paperwork it was like almost done raining, so we decided to go back and spend a few more minutes with her because like it was going to be a couple days before I could get back to see her. So we went back out to the room where she was in, and now there was like no people in there because they were literally about to close in like 10 minutes. And we spent some time with her. She by then was really tired and was like sleeping in the back of the cage. So we were walking around, and because like, you know, they told us that we could get a free one, of course. So we kind of already walked around, we'd kind of seen them, but we decided to do once more over. And there was a cage in the corner of the room, like kind of like adjacent from where Duchess's cage was. And it had a restricted sign on it. And like I remember seeing that when we walked through the first time, but I didn't really stop because it said restricted. And there was a little cat in there, and like she was so cute, but I'm just like, I don't understand what restricted means. Like it doesn't say don't touch, it just says restricted. There was a tech person walking through, and I said, well, what does restricted mean? And they mean like, they said the cat could be like very sick, don't touch it. And I was like, that was just very confusing to me, because I'm like, if a cat could potentially be really sick, why would you have it in a room with the rest of them that are not sick? So that to me still to this day gets me. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, what's wrong with her? Like, and so she went and looked at the computer, and looked up her file to see what was wrong with it. And like, it was so hard not to touch her because she was so cute. She was trying to play, and oh my gosh, like, it just broke my heart. Like, I just wanted to pet her. And now this is storming. We are the thunders. Okay. Okay, camera battery died, so temporary break here. Okay, we're not tired anymore. Boom. Come here. Where were we, huh? Where were we? Yep, so the... Come here. Come on. Oh, you're stuck in it. What? You're stuck in it. So the lady came out of the back room and asked us if we knew what parvo was. And I said, wasn't that a disease for dogs? And she said, yes, but the cats have an equivalent kind. Parvo is extremely deadly in dogs, and so if obviously if they have an identical thing in cats, that would be obviously very deadly as well. She explained to us that the kitten's litter mate came in with it and was tested positive for it. So therefore the kitten that was in that cage would have to be on quarantine for 2 weeks to make sure that she doesn't have it as well. Which I completely understood, but we were interested in her anyways, and so we had to wait to speak to somebody that would be able to tell us how we could go about adopting her if her test came back negative. That was a whole process within itself, because I just had to go from one person to another person, and I understood they were obviously closing, but I was interested in this cat, and obviously I'd want to adopt it in 2 weeks when the test came back. And all they could keep telling me was, no, you can't because she's restricted. And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. Also, we wanted her because it would be our free cat, per se, if they had it buy one, get one. What are you doing? Yeah. So they told us that once I leave, it was just this whole thing over, like, as soon as I left the building, I wouldn't be able to adopt one for free, but yet I couldn't adopt her because she was restricted. She had to get somebody we could speak to, because obviously they're closing, and we wanted to adopt her and wanted her to be our free one. Obviously, you know, why would I come back in 2 weeks and pay for her when I wanted her now? And it was like a very confusing process. Like, I understood they have policies in place, but it's like we had to go from person to person, trying to like get them to understand that, like, because they made it very clear that as soon as we walk out the door, we would not be able to adopt her as our free cat. We also were not able to put paperwork in for her for those 2 weeks. And I was like, well, I understand that, but like, here you have her in a cage, in a room, and she could potentially be very sick and could get other ones sick, but yet she's out here. The sign does not say you can't touch her, so somebody could very well touch her. On top of the fact that if I can see her, but then you can tell me that I can't actually adopt her, like, it was a very frustrating process, and we had to kind of go through a few different people, and obviously we had to leave, but they gave us the coordinator's number to call in the morning over it, and they basically told us, well, hopefully she'll let you still adopt her. We can't guarantee it. Well, thankfully the coordinator was like really nice, and she understood that we obviously were interested in adopting her and were willing to wait the 2 weeks, and if her test came back positive, we understood that we couldn't adopt her. So we were really happy that that all worked out and they put that in the system for us. It was still a whole long confusing process after that, but that being said, you want to say hi? Yeah. Probably should do it after I did this. Oh. So that being said, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. Say hi. You are so out of voice. See, I'm a little tired. And she's been very anxious to get on camera, which is why I probably had to edit this video so much. I wanted to wait. Say hi. Yes, oh, sleepy. I'm so sleepy. Say hi, everybody. Now you're not going to want to sit on the rug now that you can. And which is why Duchess doesn't want to hang out on the rug. She wants to play with you. So you guys, you are the two babies. Say hi. Yeah, you can see them. So obviously in the long story of it, little one here, it was perfectly healthy and fine. It was kind of a long 2 weeks waiting. Like honestly, like deep down, like I really felt like I knew she wasn't sick. I had that good feeling, but obviously it was still a long 2 weeks to wait and make sure. But anyways, so yes, this is little Miss Dobby. And it was a very long time to come up with her name. We thought Libby took a while, but this one took even longer. And you really want to go play with Duchess and you don't want to sit here. She is the little, if there's a good sister and a bad sister, this one might be the little more evil one. She's extremely hyperactive and trouble. But little Miss Dobby got her name because she took several weeks to get her name. But when we first brought her home after we had her a couple of days, we decided to give her a bath because she just kind of smelled like the shelter and just really, it was really gross feeling and so forth. So we gave her a bath and she looked like a little Dobby when she was all wet because her ears were really big when she was so tiny. So I was like, let's name her Dobby. But like then we didn't actually name her Dobby. We had like 3 billion other names in the meantime. But little Dobby got her name mainly because Dobby loves socks. She has an obsession with socks. She will take them off your feet and take off with them. She will hide them. She will find them. She loves socks. And so my sister is a huge Harry Potter fan. She's like, oh my gosh, Dobby takes socks. So, you know, he's the claimer of socks. So we have to name her Dobby. So that is how she got the name Dobby. And it suits her pretty well. She's like a cute little Dobby. But it's so insane to kind of have 2 of them, even though we had Duchess for like 2-ish weeks. Before we brought her home. It's so weird to have 2 of them, and especially so young. Like they're big now, but when we first brought them home, they were just so tiny. And like I've fostered tiny ones, but like not very many. So it's crazy to have one so tiny. And for Duchess, like that was hectic. Those first 2 weeks, like she didn't want to eat anything, and I've never just had a cat that didn't want to eat anything. Like, oh, it was a very stressful period of time. Like me freaking out, thinking like she was sick because like she would not eat a single thing. Like no matter what. She would not eat. Like we'd have to force feed a bottle into her. Like it was hectic. And then just like one day it just hit, and now she loves food. She will take food away from her sister. Like she's a little gremlin now. She loves food. But it's so cute to have 2. Like I've never had 2. I don't think in my life I've ever had 2 that's at the same age. And so like I'm so happy. I'm so happy that like we are. Yeah, as she takes a sock. I'm so happy that we have 2 the same age. It's going to be so great to see them grow up together. I've always wanted to. I mean, even though technically they're not blood sisters, they're the same age, and it's all the same to me. So yeah, obviously it would have been nice to have 2 related sisters, but what's the difference? And so it's going to be really nice to kind of watch them grow up together, and they got along like real quick. It didn't take them but a few hours to kind of start liking each other, and within a couple of days they are just best buddies. They like to sleep together. Hi, Dutchie. Dutchie likes feet. Dobby likes socks and Duchess likes feet. They can see you. They're like right off the camera. But Yeah, it's so cute to watch them get to play together. And I mean, there are definitely some days I wake up and I go, why in the world did I get two at the same age? Because they're definitely a handful, but a very cute handful. And for the most part, they're pretty well behaved. Yeah, and they keep each other company, which makes me really happy to build out too. They can do that. Livy likes them. She takes well to them, which I'm really happy for. I mean, she doesn't really like get down and play with them. She's like an old lady now. She's like, I'm two, I don't play. But she will handle them, which makes me really happy that she's taken at least well to them. So yeah. The little Duchess, oh my gosh, she's just a little princess. It's so funny. For those 2 weeks that we had her, she was just like, it was so strange. I think it's because she was so young. She would have nothing to do with cat toys. You could put them in front of her. She could care less. Like, she would not play with anything. She was never hyper. She just literally slept all day long, which added to my worry of me, like, keep rushing her to the vet going, oh my gosh, something's wrong. She literally sleeps all day, which obviously kittens do sleep a lot, but for her to sleep all day, it was very strange. Like, she was almost like lethargic, and so, but it was so funny. Like, she was just a little princess. She just loves for you to carry her around and so forth. But now the little doggy's in the picture, she now loves toys and is hyper and like such a different kitty. But still such a princess. So I think that that's it for the actual updates of them, even though you really can't see them. I'm looking forward to making some cute little videos with them, and hopefully you guys want to see those because I'll be happy to make them. And I think that's about it. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys! Say hi! Hey, hi guys! I don't have a hand to focus it. Yeah. This is what I deal with. Little kitten bickering all day and then you bite. Yeah, hi. What are you doing? So it was a very, like, honestly, very annoying and very frustrating. Like, I understand they have policies in place, but it doesn't make sense. You have a cat who could potentially be ow. No bite. No bite. Oh. It's really frustrating though, because if you have a cat that's potentially very, but I was just like, we've already kind of walked around. Tommy, 10 seconds, 3 more minutes. I know. Oh, but it's a cute story time. So anyways, Tommy, not yet. Not yet, Tommy.